Assalamualaikum. Welcome once again to another JJ Table Talk series. What do I have to say? In this session, I'm going to talk about two important values in our life, which are one, honesty, and the second value is sincerity. These two values I have strongly sort of uphold it for so much in my life, and I really believe that it's so important right now that honesty and sincerity should exist for everyone. Okay, let's talk about honesty first. What is honesty? Honesty is actually a value to guide our behavior. What do we mean by this? Because it means you tell the truth. You know, we always heard about this statement, honesty is the best policy, and there's no white lie, no bohong sunat. It's either black or white, there's nothing in between that, there's gray area. So when you're talking about honesty, it's actually telling truth, acting with fairness towards others, and not stealing or taking advantage of others. When you talk about honesty, actually, it involves being trustworthy, loyal, fair, and sincere. It ties to the second value that I'll be sharing later on. So when you talk about an honest person, actually, this person is truthful, ethical, fair, is not lying, or cheating. Okay? So actually, when you talk about honesty, it entails showing respect towards others and having integrity and self-awareness. In other words, the person's thoughts, feelings, and behavior are aligned. Okay, let's go to the second value. Second value that I like to share this session is all about sincerity. When we talk about sincerity, it's the virtue of someone who communicates and acts in accordance with the entirety, meaning that the values, the feelings, the beliefs, thoughts, and desires, that's honest and genuine. Okay, so when you say a person is sincere, it's sort of a mix of being serious and honest. So a sincere person actually is genuine, honest, and real in their actions towards others without any pretense or deceit. It's so aligned. So it's somewhat similar with honesty. So when we talk about sincerity, again, here it builds trust and strengthens relationship. As usual, when I talk about values in life, I will always have something that relates to my own learning experiences. Okay, when I talk about honesty, actually, I get it from my late father. He's a man of science. He was a veterinary surgeon. And throughout his career and service in the nation, his advice was always like, tell the truth, never steal or cheat. I used to follow him a lot during school holidays or semester break, when he would bring me along to a university. Then it was UPM was University Pertanian Malaysia, and I was amazed because my father has passion for agriculture and husbandry, and also followed him during the Maha Expos. And his staff would always, they told me that your father is an honest person, and so we too become honest like him. It's so funny, like when the boss is honest, the rest will follow. Because and I see that throughout his career, he stayed true to this value, being honest, because to him, as a surgeon, you cannot cheat, you cannot lie, you cannot hide. The truth is the truth. So he was acknowledged for his service to the nation. And for that, I'm so proud to say that they've honored him with a museum in Kluang, Johor. for his research works and also his services. It's remarkable, you know, if you do have the time to visit this museum, but you have to call first because they just don't allow people to come in because a lot of data and artifacts or documents are preserved there. When I talk about sincerity, this one I inherited from my mother, bless her. You know, my mother, she never had the education that we all have right now, her children, because of the Japanese occupation. Imagine she had no school experience, no diploma, no degree. However, she was eager to learn. She was so determined, resilient, and her motto was never give up. And amazingly, she acquired the skills in culinary and became a master chef herself. Who would imagine a person who has never entered the kitchen before became a chef in her own rights? Because she would go and eat in any restaurants or any events. Her taste buds are fantastic, and she would come back and said, I'm going to try that dish. Without knowing the recipe, she can really copy the dish through her taste buds. So imagine, for those her friends, her circle of friends and our relatives or family members, for those who have tasted her dishes, especially her ayam, when I think about I tend to salivate at that. Her ayam percik, her kuzi, kerutuk, her, or what else, kenduri food, her nasi kerabu. Mwah! It's so sedap, it's so delicious. And with no skills, she became a successful business person and respected too because of her nature as a person. She was so sincere. All this she did, imagine, she would always tell us that we are blessed with rizki. We should share the rizki. So she would sometimes go out of the way to prepare food for the suraus and also for people who wanted to have their weddings and they can't afford to pay much. So she will say, okay, pay at cost, meaning for the ingredients. So it's the nature of a person that she is, how can I describe her as being genuine, honest, transparent. She's authentic and trustworthy. I don't know what else to say because bless her, she would always, help, go out all the way to help others. And she doesn't want to be rewarded for it. That's how sincere she is. She says that as long as you give out of your heart, you will receive back the rizki. And same with my late father. He said that no matter what you do, what you think, or how you act, remember, even though there's nobody watching you, God knows what you're doing. So be honest, be sincere. So when I think about these two values, being honest, being sincere, I would remember the words of my late parents. And I share these thoughts, their actions, their behavior with my own children and grandchildren so that they also can become honest and sincere individuals in society. I would also want to share with you a favorite of my poem regarding these two values, honesty and sincerity. These two values actually mold me for the person I am now. And I always can hear my late parents advising me, be honest, be sincere. And I would like to share this favorite poem of mine with you. Here it goes. to face the mirror and to meet your gaze, to own your faults and still your heart to mend. This is the courage that will never end, a legacy that brightens all your days. The lie may crumble, leaving only shame, while honesty stands tall as steady light. So choose the struggle and choose to do what's right. For this, my friend, is how the Spirit claims its name. Sincerity is a quality very nice and fair. Inside your heart, be true and sincere. Need to be honest in everything you do. Courage to face your mistakes with grace too. Endure things with valor and boldness when you're right. Remember, it's better to tell the truth than lie. That's right. Inspire others to do the same and stand tall and proud. Telling things as they are, and it's not rude. You're better off being honest and true. Don't be afraid. This really gets to my heart, and every time I remember these words, it brings a lot of meaning in my life. And I remember also when reading a lot of this hadith during one of the classroom sessions when Imam Ghazali was asked by his students, what is the most sharp things that can affect your life? His answer was your tongue. The tongue can hurt, the tongue can kill, the tongue can do so many damage. But if you speak honestly with sincerity, life goes deep. So have courage, my friends. Stay true to yourself. Salam, everybody. JJ signing off.